Alrighty, what's up, fellow fescue freaks? Hot topic everybody's talking about, and the ones that don't understand are crying about. POA Annua. You know, what's the deal? Why is it in my yard? Why do I have so much POA Annua this year? Well, here in Salisbury, North Carolina, we've been getting abundance of rain. It's been a warmer than normal winter. It's ideal situations for germination. I mean, it's ideal. Plenty of nature's love, you know, plenty of rain, plenty of warm soil temperatures. And a lot of people, you know, that's new to this will go buy a grass seed and do a renovation, and next thing you know, they got a yard full of POA and they blame it on the grass seed. It's not in the grass seed like you think. POA triv is considered other crop, could possibly be in there. But as you can see, this is a driveway. This is at my shop. This is a driveway. And this gravel drive is full of POA Annua, and nobody seeded anything here. This stuff is in the ground. This stuff floats around. POA is a heavy, heavy seeder. One plant, as you can see, will produce hundreds of seeds. So, my advice to you is do what you can to eliminate these seeds from hitting the ground. You can come in here and kill this off with glyphosate, and then those seeds just fall right on the soil. So all you've done is eliminated visually looking at the plant for a little bit. You're better off to, if it's in a spot that you don't want, you're better off to gently pull this up, keeping as many seeds intact as you can, discard it from your property to where it can't do this. Look, I just seeded. Look at that. I just seeded that. Look at all the seeds on my hand. The other thing is to think about is if you walk through this and then get on your personal turf, you're going to drop those seeds in your personal turf. But if you're growing some super healthy fescue, you're shading out the ground, POA does not want competition. As you can see, there's zero competition here in this gravel. So it can thrive. It's taking all the water, all the nutrients, all the sunlight, and it's growing. And its main thing in life is to reproduce. That's all this plant wants to do. Grow, produce a ton of seed heads, drop them on the ground. It gets to be 80, 85, die, and POA Annua's gone until next year. But it's a heavy seeder. So it will be back next year unless you do a fall pre-emergent, unless you do something to keep it from seeding. I've had amazing luck with Etho. I've had amazing luck. 2 applications, Thanksgiving, December for me in North Carolina. I can't believe the difference. The other thing, like I say, is though, have a heavy, healthy stand of turf to give this plant competition, and basically don't let sunlight hit the soil. You know, keep it all shaded out where it can't germinate. But things that I have done to eliminate these seeds from hitting the ground: pull the plant. That's one. You got a bunch in your yard, you make divots. It's not ideal. Mow low. You have the option to bag all the seed heads. Those clippings away from your property. Do not let it reproduce. Do not let the seed hit the ground. Get those seed away. The other thing is in a spot like this, I'll use a torch. And I will burn these seed heads, and in that way they, you know, the heat, the temperature keeps them from being able to germinate, makes them sterile, whatever you want to call it. But that's one thing to do. The other is to bag, pull. You could get out in some areas in your yard and use a pair of scissors, cut this off, discard. You know, I've done that before in gallon Ziploc bags. Believe it or not, I've been on hands and knees with a pair of scissors. I've cut this off. I've got as much of this seed away from my place as I can, and it has actually paid off over time. But the biggest thing is, if you got a ton of this, it's going to disappear when we hit 80, 85, and just be prepared to start growing healthy turf And then whenever we come around to the fall, look into some etho. I get that from Chemical Warehouse. I'll put a link in the description. You cannot go wrong doing a fall pre-emergent. Here's an example of using glyphosate on the POA Annua. Yes, it is dying, but guess what? All those seed heads are dropping seed, and they will be back. They'll be back next year. It's going to germinate right here. Alright, so I want to end the video by saying that POA Annua seeds, they're everywhere. I mean, they're here, they've been here, they're just waiting on a chance to germinate. And I mean, the wind blows them. And see how easy that was just to get a handful. So those seeds are everywhere. Once you disturb them with your cord plugger, your slit seeder, your rake, your Harley rake, whatever you're doing, you roll them to the top. If you do not get your fescue growing and get it out ahead of it, you're going to have trouble. But the ideal thing is to get it seeded in the fall early, get out in front of it, the POA Annua from germinating, possibly get some etho on the ground, just get ahead of it. Burp, burp. Somebody's having a ball. Good day to you.